F is for fire, which burns down the whole town. U is for uranium bomb. N is for no survivors. I don't know why that's been in my head, like, quite literally all day. All day. I mean, literally, it's just been running and running, running. Alright, so as you can see, we're trying a little different. I'm going to try this headset. I didn't do a sound check. I hope this is coming across alright. Let's see. La 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 la. Yeah, looks like it's alright. Alright, so here's hoping I don't fuck up my headset, because it's just like I can't use this mic where it is, and expect it to be valid here. I will admit I was an asshole. I forgot to. I mean, I always am, but I forgot to wash my brushes yesterday. So hopefully this weekend I can remember. Yesterday was rough. I think I mentioned on here how it's being brought in for a conversation. And I wasn't really being brought in, they called, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, yeah, the boss is, so there was an incident Friday, and I'm like, yeah, I don't remember what it was. And he's like, you don't remember, like, punching your screen? I'm like, no, it happens a lot. Like, happens a lot. So I'm like, it's probably not like the best thing to say to him, but you know, it was like, no, that's not uncommon at all for me. Usually what requires it happening, for it to happen like that though, is that like, customers got to call in and have me do something that I've already done. In other words, it could be like like I said, I mentioned there was one where the guy had reconsigned it with me, and then, you know, I sent him the, hey, Mr. Customer, everything's been taken care of, we're good. I'm going to close my case now. You know, and then he called up, was like, no, I need that changed. And it's like, what do you mean? You need to, I reconsigned it. He goes, no, I need to reconsign it again. It's like, what do you mean you need to reconsign it again? Like, you realize that doubles the fees, and it's actually like exponentially harder to get it to go again, because they will look at me and say, we already reconsigned this. What are you talking about? And says, yeah, I gave you the wrong number, address. And I was like, yeah, okay. You know, but I don't think that was the one. I don't believe that was the one. The other way, like I said, it could be something where it's like, okay, the plant told me, you know, hey, we're shipping this thing out tonight. And they go, sweet. And against my better judgment, I go to the customer and say, hey, Mr. Customer, we are shipping your shit out tonight. I mean, I don't say shit, but, you know, hey, we're sending your stuff out tonight. And it's like, they go, sweet, and they're all happy. And then the next day they call in, hey, I don't see tracking. And they go, okay, well, let me find out. Oh, I gotta chase it again. And they go back to the plant. You say, hey, this didn't ship last night. And they say, oh, we're sorry, we're missing parts. This won't be shipping until next week. Excuse me? And you'd think after now almost 7 years at this place, I'd be used to that shit. That it should be at this point just expected. You know? Like, I don't know why I every now and then just like think to myself like, okay, our plant's gonna do their job this time. And I really should break myself of that habit. At least while I'm still forced to be there. I won't lie, when I was in the conversation with him, I was kind of hoping he was going to tell me I was fired. I really was. I mean, all hell would have broken loose in there, I guarantee you that, that's for sure. So I would have let loose. Yeah. Not physically or anything like that, I don't want to think of anything like that, but it would have been like, okay, well now, all the cards are going to be on the table here, and I'm letting all you pieces of shit know how I feel. Pretty much would have been that scene like in what's the stoner movie? Jim Brewer. Christ, what the hell? Come on, somebody here? Anybody here? Come on, somebody be here. It says 2 viewers. Come on, someone help me out. Yeah, but when one guy's quitting the fast food restaurant, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool, but I wouldn't have had that you're cool thing. The only plus of it all, I will say this, of that whole conversation, is at least I now know who the rat is in my office. I mean, he didn't tell me who it was, but I know who it was because of how the description occurred. I had my suspicions. And actually it revealed technically 2 rats. So that's nice. It's a little crazy to me too to think about, because you see the thing that, like, I would expect that in a high pressure like sales situation. Alright, I expect rats there. Not that I do that pretty often. You know, like even when I sold for Sears, it wasn't like a crazy high pressure type situation most of the time. A lot of times there it was more like because it was like everybody was kind of part timers first off, you know, so there wasn't really like, there were a few full time guys, and they most certainly were. There were a couple times that I know I probably lost a sale to them from people that had come back for me. You know what I mean? And I don't fault them for that. Alright, dude, you are fucking with me already, aren't you? You've already done 2 taiko drums. 3. That's random. It sucks. Anyway. So, you know, it's just that it cracks me up that we're kind of like, we're, for lack of a better term, bottom feeding scum in this place. Like, and it feels like they're all trying to like snake their way up or something by kissing ass to my boss, like, and their boss, and it's like, why? I mean, I'm not trying to sound like cuckoo on this or anything like that, but let me put a few examples in place. Okay, so my mother worked at this company for 40 years. All right, and she got barely above my supervisor. And I mean, barely. She basically a supervisor of 2 teams. That's basically where it boiled down to. In 2 different divisions or whatever. You know, and it's like, her story is not unique in that method. There were a number of people that I knew that worked there and have been there for, 30 plus years at this point, or whatever, and they're almost nowhere. Because there's all sorts of beyond those normal politics, I guess, and I don't know. It cracks me up that it's like, well, we're going to throw all our other coworkers under the bus so that maybe in 20 years I can become a team lead. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? I don't know. It blows my mind. It really does. I don't. It's one of the reasons why, like, I mean, I realized too late, I guess, that I've been chasing the wrong path and trying to work in an office. I don't understand it. I don't understand how people will work like that. Certainly in this type of office. I don't know. Like, Quest wasn't this bad. Quest had its fair share of ass kissers for sure, but I don't know. Sure, I felt like management was watching your ass all the time, but I don't know. Never thought really that you know, there were people working right next to you that were like jotting down what you were doing. You know, I don't know. I mean, even when I was in like like I said, when I think I described my career there, I should say, at Quest. By the way, before I forget, I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna be a good boy. I uploaded the reference photo. So if anybody wants to work along this, hold on. I'm good. No, not what the fuck are you doing? Not right clicking. I like it. That's the way. I like it. There we go. Take that. I need to refocus anyway, so. Reference photo. Hello, photo. There we go. Let me focus that up again. But even when I was working for Quest and I was in the role that really was a bad fit for me, and I wish someone had explained like that Siemens was basically going to be very much that role again, where it was trying to get other people to do my job when they have no real skin in whether or not it gets done properly or not. And because no matter what anybody says about, oh, well, the plants are held accountable for... No, they're not. They're not held accountable at all. But, like, when I was part of that, I still didn't feel like it was my, coworkers next to me. They're saying, Brian's not doing his job, or something like that. Like, I wasn't good at it, but management in that section, and that really understood, that it wasn't, oh, this guy's a slacker, so much as it's like, this just isn't a thing I can do. Now, admittedly, there might have been a little bit of politics that was screwed up, and that was in a upper management thing there, because there was a dude that was like technically in charge of that group, like above my boss in that one, that really didn't like me, and part of me thinks he wanted me out. So even though he knew from previous experience what I could do in the one division, he was trying to boot my ass just because, for whatever reason. And it was only because they got somebody else involved that they got the transfer to go over back to my original position on that one. It's a whole side story. But again, long story short, too late, I know. Like, I don't get it in that type of office environment like that. Because I never experienced it like that. I mean, I won't lie. Right after the whole thing with the phone call with my boss and everything yesterday, I went and applied for to do luggage loading at an airline, because honestly, I'd rather do physical stuff than sit in an office anymore. I'm so tired of it. I don't want to be one of those guys. I mean, I'd love to do this instead. I mean, God knows if I get more than one viewer, that'd be awesome. But I'm fine doing it the way it is right now, but like I said, just hopefully not in a fucking shitty office. Orange ready, so let me kick it, 'cause I can make a wicked noise like a cricket, rubbing his legs. My rhymes are like eggs, I'll keep laying them, I'll keep saying them. This is the house of pain. We're far from plain, but we're not fancy. Running Nancy, so just say no. But I say go, straight to hell. I kiss and tell. So if you're a hoe, all my friends know. What you gotta say? Let's hit the hay and have no delay. Hey yo, by the way. I'm mixing that olive green into this turquoise blue here. That's because I like this little bit of, like, it's a little bit up there. I'm hoping I can get more of that out. Especially here, because now I'll add like another layer of like subtle depth here. You know, like if you see the straight turquoise blue. And again, most of this is going to get on top of, you know, shit on top of it, but I backflip and backflip like a Jedi. Hope you're smooth. You can bet I. Anyway, yeah, it's got a nice little. It's very rich green there. I like that. Hopefully it comes across. I never can tell with the color. Yeah, it's pretty bad here. I will be honest. Depending on where I am, or my wife and I are. Yeah, once this painting's finished. I might be using some of the money from this painting to try to get a new camera. I'm also, again, I know I'm just setting myself up for disappointment, entering like a another, like, you know, international. At least I'm not sending anything this time. This one's not like anything like that. It's a competition through ArtZine. .com or whatever. You know, I think depending on the division or whatever, it's like £2,000, I think, or euros. I'm not sure which. I thought it said pounds, but then when I was doing later, it said I had to do it in euros, so I don't remember. But I'm going to try to enter that one too. Whatever. I mean, so it feels like it'll be a while before I get to 50 followers and, you know, average 3 viewers a stream. I won't lie, it was part of me is, that's one of the reasons why I almost did was you shit canned me yesterday. It's because I would be like, alright, well, you know what, I'm just going to come in here, I'll stream, you know, and paint for 8-9 hours, you know, the next day and just see what happens. From Cheek and Moses Malone, Julius Irvin called Philly his home. I both them from South Philly. But if you got down time to the show, there's only one road that you really ought to know. Get to Fishtown with all that jive. I suggest that you drive on Old 95. I don't know what he's talking about, by the way, about these are the fastest routes to go anywhere, because truth be told, they're every road he lists here, it's like a parking lot if you're trying to get down to the stadium area. 76ers, Charles Barkley, this Larry Bird. It's like, yeah, you get down to there, no problem. 95, yeah. You like taillights? I got some taillights for you. I will tell you what though, today, man, shoo! The drive home was fucking exciting up near the Northeast Extension. Right as I was getting, it's right where the Northeast Extension joins onto the Blue Route. Holy shit, all hell fell from the skies. And it was like, I mean, I couldn't see any cars in front of me at all. I had an 18-wheeler I could see sort of off to the right, you know, a little ahead of me. And I mean a little, maybe 2 car lengths ahead of me. I could sort of see him. I was like, oh boy, this is fun. Next time my kids complain about a fucking, you know, roller coaster, I should have shot video of that or something. Let them experience that. Like, this is what Daddy has to normally do, so this is why I like roller coasters. And yes, I did try to explain to them how that's actually, roller coasters are safer than that. But anyway, like than driving on just the highway. I guess people feel safer because they feel like they're in control on the highway. I don't know. I think they're full of shit, man. Yeah, boy, bass. How low can you go? Death row. What a brother knows. Stand back is the incredible rhyme animal. The incredible D. I'm the number one. What do you want to do? Now, one of the things I will say about my drive home, the traffic was so bad once I got on the blue route. Like, I got near 76 and it tells me that the ride from there to 95 was going to be 51 minutes. So that's 18 miles, 51 minutes. Now, that number is almost always a lie. Usually it's longer. But even using that number, now I was still cruising actually as I'm driving this. So I'm like, okay, it's telling me that it's going to be, at this point I should be almost stopping already. Just doing basic mathematics, you're doing about close to 20 miles an hour and only 18 to go. So we should be hitting that fucking button any minute now and just stopping. But it didn't stop really, like it didn't slow down for like another 3 miles. So we were, 55 miles an hour or whatever at that point, still, for another few miles. Alright? So now now we're doing less than 20 miles an hour as the average. So, okay. When we hit the traffic, I was like, you know what? I got some eggs on Pokemon Go that are pretty close to hatching. I think I'm going to try to hatch my eggs. Those fucking eggs did not hatch by the time I got home. So I deleted Pokemon Go. Because can we all admit that the I'm a passenger button is completely and utterly worthless? I mean, all being the one person says it's here. And that's probably me. It's probably me watching myself on my monitor. But like I get, and then like I said, yeah, I try it now. I put it on, but it's like over here. You know what I mean? Like it's not like I'm playing it. I literally just want to be like catching miles, while I'm crawling in my car at 5 miles an hour at some points. But the thing that sucks about the way they program that is, it's kind of impossible to do that. Like, if you the way I interpret the way it's programmed, at least the way it seems to play out usually, is that they have it set so that like it'll only recycle accruing kilometers, like every 5 minutes or so. Like in other words, you've got to be driving at or walking for 5 minutes at less than 20 miles an hour, and in doing that, it will say, okay, hey, you did, in that 5 minutes you did, I don't know, a tenth of a kilometer or whatever it may be, I don't know how slow it is, whatever, like half a kilometer, let's say. That sounds reasonable. But if within that 5 minutes you even touch 20 miles an hour, like let's say you're on a bike or something and you got your Pokemon Go in your pocket and you're hauling ass a little bit and you really gun it somehow, whatever, and you hit that marker for a minute, even not even it triggers that you're going too fast, and now everything you did is gone. And even if you hit that I'm a passenger, even if you are a passenger in a car, you're sitting in the passenger seat playing that stinking game, I don't understand what that pop-up is for at all. Because if you're over 20 miles an hour, passenger or not, whether you click that button or not, nothing will spawn. You can't use Pokestops because you go by them too fast. It won't let you spin it, no matter how fucking good you are at it. Believe me, when I would commute with my mom, I'd be sitting there like, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. And you're going too fast. Alright. So when we were, when she worked there still, we commute, so I was passenger. I should have been able to, I'm a passenger, and give me some fucking, eggs, shithead, or whatever, whatever. And, no, nothing. So it cracks me up that button literally does nothing. It won't track the mileage, it won't track anything once you've pushed it, nothing. So you're basically just telling Pokemon Go what that button should do if they were legitimately honest with what that button does. That button should literally turn off your Pokemon Go. It should just shut it down. You should be like, I'm a passenger, and just go, fuck it, you can't do anything anyway, just go close. Now what it really ought to do is like, hey, I'm a passenger. And since the game is designed to make you explore so-and-so, right? That's what the goal is for. Look, if we're on a family vacation, and like I said, my wife, my kids, Vincent's got a smartphone now, so if Vincent wants to play and my wife are playing while I'm driving. As I said, they hit, I'm a passenger. And now their Pokemon Go does nothing, except every now and then reminds you that you're going too fast, and you have to click on the passenger again. But what it should do is that, like, every 10, I'll say miles, but kilometers should be like 1 kilometer. Like it should break down. So it's like, okay, well look, we're going to go halvesies with you here in a bit, and like we're going to say, look, you're clearly in a car because you're saying it, okay, or on a train or something. But we can't have you making up, 100 kilometers today or whatever, but we'll let you have 10. As you're driving, you're seeing the world or whatever, I don't think that's outrageous. Ran down the path what he knew he was in for the dragon's wrath, and he tripped and he fell, and up in the air went the bag of the snails flying everywhere. You notice you ain't open the door, there in the everywhere, spread across the floor. You're 3 hours late, she says, well, it's good. What's your excuse? She said, better be good. Well, looked down at the snails, and with a confident air, he says, 5 more feet, lads, we're nearly there. The one, move for the one, don't go for the one, for the one, for the one, the one, don't go for the one, don't go for the one, for the one, for the one, don't go for the one, don't go for the one, for the one, for the one, the one, don't go for the one, don't go for the one, for the one, for the one. I think that's looking pretty good there. I do feel like it's just basically like, oh, here's all songs that we constantly try to play for you, and we're going to make you play it. Like, listen to them. Because we know you can't yell at us and tell us to skip. See the vegetable man with the vegetable band. That's honking like a mariachi band. I was even thinking I got to do the sultry. They said, "Los vatos me gallo, un noveno, que un noveno, que un agüero, que un agüero, ondos blancos, polvosos, guitar, on bolitas with plastic bags, come to the field for the finished preguntas, your popsicle melted, the ruin run, un agüero. Ain't nobody talking. Ain't nobody talking. Ain't nobody crying. Instant replay. Vamos record us. Un duelo ¿dónde vayas? ¿Qué? Un duelo ¿a dónde vayas? Vegetable van with the vegetable van. It was funny though, I was going through my Facebook memories today, and a little shot of the baby like screaming, and somebody just did "Stop Raining," like, you know, like a meme or whatever they made out of it. Came up and it was like, wow, man, like that was my mood last year, and it's my fucking mood this year too. Cause Jesus Christ, the rain won't stop. Just remember, kids, climate change is a myth, right? Anyway. And I know weather technically is not a sign of climate change, but like this is definitely a sign of climate change. Like wacky weather patterns like this, where it's like, Jesus Christ, it's raining for literally like 6-7 days straight, like, and not just raining, like crazy fucking downpours and shit. And clearly it's a patterning year after year. Because as I recall, the reason I posted that was because, like, last year it was like on the 7th day or something of rain or something stupid. Love is a burn. Hasn't started yet, don't worry. Don't worry, I'll start singing badly soon enough. I know I already did, but whatever. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. When it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell like a child, oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. It burns, 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 the ring of fire. Trying to think what else I could talk about. Because this shit's so much easier if somebody talks. I fell into into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. It burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, that ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. Like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. It burns, 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 a ring of fire. Okay, 2 social distortions right in a row, okay. I mean, look, I should say, like, I do understand that, like, you know, if you're talking true random generation, that, you know, it's just as simple to say that the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will come up if you were to just shuffle, you know, a random 1 through 100. Technically, you have just as much chance to get those if you know, as long as there's no, like, you know, no sequential numbers things going on or whatever. But it's just like, seems a little weird. Because earlier it did 2, actually 3 in a row, like, right, of the taiko drums from the same, and they were from the same album. They weren't from multiple albums. And it's on shuffle. I'm sorry, I don't enjoy. I like Amazon Music for, you know, Prime Music or whatever, for all it's good in the unlimited or whatever that I paid for too. But the shuffle sucks. I bitch about it all the time, I know. And it's just I have to literally go out and, like, find the page or whatever, the web page, and change it, and then only wanna do what you think is right. Close your eyes and it's past. Story of my life. Story of my life. Story of my life. Story of my life. Down the neighborhood. I'll change it up if I want to talk to. Loves as a kid. It's now a 7-Eleven. I went downtown. I had no experience to pick up the walls in my dreams. Love was on so fast. You only wanna do what you think is right. Close your eyes and it's past. Story of my life. Story of my life. Life. Story of my life. Sorry, my ears itching. And I'm like, let me just take that off a little bit, and then it flew right off. And I don't know how that, like, movements in my head and shit sound to you guys. I really don't know how gamers do this shit for, like, you know, like guys that stream on here for 9 hours a day or whatever, wearing headphones and shit. Like, I think these are pretty comfortable ones. I'll be honest, from, you know, the Logitech or whatever. But to be painfully honest, like, by the time I'm done this stream, I'll have a headache and a half, and then, you know, it's, what, 2.5 hours? I wish every time would last a little longer. The good times we've had, now we're up to going. I strum my guitar and I'm singing it. Got out this little run now, and we're coming back. Life has gone so fast. You only wanna do what you think is right. Close your eyes and it's past. Story of my life. As you can see in this, like, right now, again, there's no real sense of which of these are forward, which of these are back, you know. There's a bit of, I guess, that's a little thicker there, you know. Actually, that part sort of is going back, ever so slightly. I have to laugh because now I've talked about my schooling many times before, and I'll keep talking about it until someone starts giving me some other shit to talk about. But this actually wasn't one in the painting department. So it's actually, but I thought they were at first, and then when I talked to one of my teachers, like, they're not one of ours. What the hell was that? Turned out it was like one of the illustration teachers or something that had come up the stairwell. I was doing like a painting of. I started it. I never finished it because of this guy, actually, of Broad Street. Basically I was in this type of stage. Okay, so I'm just throwing in underpainting. There's nothing, you know. And he came through and started, you know, there's no sense of color, you know, perspective, blah, 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 blah. I can't tell what's in the foreground because this, it should be changing colors as you get to the back, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, it's, like, literally I'm just putting in the base. Like, I haven't even come close to starting. Like, this is still, to me, we're not started. Like, I might as well just be calling this still, like, the drawing area, you know, or whatever. It's like, you know, if I were to say that I'm, you know, within a few hours of finishing this, yeah, give me that critique. Tell me how it's crap. Like, but, like, look, I'm expecting this thing to last 2 weeks at least. Well, is for the way you look at me. Oh, is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore and love. Is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love is made for you and you. Love was made for me and you. F is for fire, which burns down the whole town. U is for uranium bomb. N is for no survivors. All day it's been in my head. All day. Whoopsie. Just want to get a little bit of yellowy. Just a little touch of the yellow. Damn, that sounds evil, doesn't it? I just want to touch a little bit of the yellow. Like Palpatine. And again, this is still really just here to give more notes than it is to of what I'm intending to do, more so than it is trying to really do it at this point. If you ever become one of the adventurous souls that I hope will one day paint along with me, anybody's here, at this point, and how long we've been working on this or whatever, if I had put this drawing up, the photo up on time instead of being a moron, as I am prone to be, maybe you guys would be farther, and that's what I'm totally okay with that. I mean, I label this as, and I put the archives up on YouTube. I mean, I label the channel and stuff as art instructions and the tags or whatever. But I can't say that I'm, like I said, doing a good job as far as really trying to explain, especially not to a novice. If you're coming in here and you think about, maybe, like I said, if you want to do it with me, stuff, do it with, no. I should do it over here, right? That's where they can't do it. I'm used to it being there. So before I change everything. My wife saw that, she'd be probably down here yelling at everybody, "You can't do it with them!" Oh. Maybe I'll go back to the real point. Years and years ago, my wife and I were dating. We went over to a New Year's Eve party at my brother's friend Teddy's house. And Teddy's New Year's Eve parties were legendary. You just you wanted to be there. There's just crazy shit happened. It's always a blast, And they basically were the continuation of the shit that used to occur at my brother's parties that he would throw when my parents left for to take my sister to college. But these guys were all at that point in late 20s and stuff, whatever. So we were over there, and it was kind of early in the party, but if you can't tell, I like to dance. I like to sing along, I like to dance, I like to do all sorts of cool shit like that. And the other thing you have to keep in mind as I'm telling this part is that to my brother's friends, I'm Little Coz. That's always what I have been, it's what I always will be. They call him Cozy, I'm Little Coz. So to all of them, and I mean all of them, that's how they view me. I'm Little Coz. Alright. So I don't even remember which one of my brother's friends it was that did it. Anyway, like I said, I'm in there, we're having a few drinks. We were in Teddy's basement, and nobody put on fucking music, and so I put on the music. And I just start, digging through his CD collection. I throw some stuff on, and I don't even remember what the hell it was on either. But I'm trying to get my wife, at the time girlfriend, to dance with me. And so she's sitting on the couch, and I'm just sort of leaning in, hey, hey. Well, one of my brother's friends, a girl, hadn't seen me in a while or whatever. Look at! So she ran over and she starts dancing, kind of trying to creep up behind me or whatever. And my wife just quite literally pushes me to the side, and just, no. I was like, okay, well. And my brother's friend was like, oh my god, I made anything out of his little coat. Right. And Mike, I think was there. Yeah, I think Mike was there. Davin, and both women were there. Just fucking, Davin was there. I do remember that, but I think Mike was there too. I think both of them just fucking lost it. Just lost it at that. Like, damn, Heather went mine with a flag. You know, like. I believe that's when they told me to basically just put my balls in a bag for her and just, she's yours now. Yeah, these are yours. Number one, I'm not the kind of girl who makes up just like that. Oh no. It's not the way you do the things that make mad, but it's the way you do the things you do to me. Holding on, I'm gonna be your no. Nothing, huh? Nobody's talking. Come on. I know, I got nothing but stupid stories. Like I said, I know that. That's why I need the talkers. I need somebody to chat. Say hello. Say it on my Facebook page if you're one of the creepers from there. Just don't want to sign up for Twitch. You just want to look at it. Say hello there. Say hello-ski. Sean Connery is a Russian. Hello-ski. I don't do accents. I'm too good of an actor. I won't lie, I'm a little disappointed that Sean Connery quit acting. I always wanted him to be in a movie where he read a grocery list. Package of cornflakes. Pound of coffee. Decaf. 12-pack of toilet paper. 2-ply. I say it's funny. I get in these weird, again, connections. I mean, it's not really outrageous if you once I start saying it, but like, all right, I start thinking about Sean Connery, and then I start thinking to myself, like, he really did make some bad decisions towards the end of his career. Like, he made some terrible movie decisions, and or like just weird little moments started occurring, like you know, the "You're the man now, dog." Like who said that's a good idea for Sean Connery to say that? I mean, for fuck's sakes, a goddamn, like, joke website before, like, you know, really the internet really formed into having, you know, specific sites for that type of shit or whatever. Like, formed out of it, you know? Became, like, the competitor for E-Bombs World. With "You're the man," you know. Like, because it was so, like, crazy and outrageous. "You're the man now, dog." And I'll star in a movie where Tom Sawyer is the hero, even though it's supposed to be me. Bloated and full of crazy special effects, well, sure. Why the fuck didn't I do the Lord of the Rings? Though let's admit it, he'd be fucking terrible as Gandalf. Let's put that one. See, no, we're not doing this, dude. You're fucking kidding me. You're kidding me. Again, I like Blondie to a degree, but man, he threw back to back at me. Go wiggle, y'all. Anyway. But I miss Sean Connery. Every now and then I think about it, and I say, what would happen if Sean Connery came back? I think it'd be fun if he was M instead. Make some comment about when I was a spy. You know, we weren't quite as blonde. Or something stupid, I don't know. Good, yeah. Funky you. Hey, go wiggle! On my thing. I can do my thing. I can do my thing underwater. I got a string attached to my thing. When you pull my string, I can do my thing like I ought to. That'll be a fair. This wheel's a big one. Let's stop. Your average bit. That's right, look. Fix it. Then run down the road. Then I'm down Atlantis. That's the face. Face within Jaws. Man named Rita. Do my thing. It's the Wiggles. On my thing. Oh! We pulled my thing. It's Menaceart, y'all. Like the water. Like a string attached to my thing. When you pull my string, I can't do my thing like I oughta. Hey, man. See how the molecules like this. Seaweed. Idiot. There. So, you might want to run a blowfish though. Blowhole though. That's fine. Begins with most fish tail end. Saying hickey from school. Me do my thing. Can do my thing like I water. Go wiggle. String attached to my thing. When you pull my string, I could do my thing like I oughta. Now back to what I was originally trying to say. Right now, no, if everybody starts watching these and starts trying to paint along, like I said, I can't say I'm doing a great job for novices. I hope at least the drawing videos were sort of along that line for people, because I think I did pretty good on those. Trying to explain, like, you know, ideas and stuff, things. Stuff and things. So is everybody ready for Walking Dead to end entirely? Because I'm sorry, when I just heard that Andrew Lincoln's not going to be on it. It's like I've been accepting of a lot of stuff that they've done when it came to killing off one character and it was supposed to be another character or whatever. Like, I think the Michonne and Rick thing was fucking genius. Honestly, that was like brilliant. like the people that Michonne kept finding herself with in the comic kind of pissed me off because like they were all like weak fucks. But you know, yeah, I liked how they actually like as much as I, truth be told, hated the character. Like I dug that they kept Shane alive a little longer, gave him a little more development. You know, like cause the books is like dead like that. You know, like. Yeah. And I'm sorry if you're counting these as spoilers, because honestly, no, go to hell. Like killing Glenn off much earlier, like all that stuff, like you know, like I'm okay with all that. That I was fine with that flexibility. Um, you know, I like that they gave, as much as my one friend truly hates the actress. I'm glad that they gave Carol like a real story, because in the comics again she never grew. You know, she was weak. She dies. Like that's it. Like there's no development. You know. So I dig that. I dig some of those things going on. But in the end, The Walking Dead, the comic book, has always been the story of Rick and Carl. Like I've never seen it as anything but that. And when they killed Carl off, it was like, okay, I really don't know how you're gonna. Like, there's important shit that comes up if you haven't, if you're not familiar with the comic. There's important shit, really important shit, that comes up next. That has, at least I believe it has to involve Carl. So since you don't have Carl now, my guess is they're gonna try to pawn it off on like the little jackass kid that was like, from the end of the last season or whatever. And it's like. I got no connection to this kid. The thing that made the stuff interesting in the book was Carl you've been invested with for years by that point, and it's like, and then, so when he gets involved with all this other stuff and he takes on a leadership type role to a degree, like, it's important, He starts making decisions that are definitely like questionable, but certainly no more questionable than some of the shit his father made decisions on, and like, I don't know. Yeah, and I want to spread the news that if it feels this good getting used, oh, you just keep on using me until you use me up. Until you use me up. So, like, that was, like I said, it was kind of like a, and then you hear that Andrew Lincoln's leaving. It's like, no, Walking Dead's over. And I feel bad because it was actually incredibly easy for AMC to get out of this. It was really easy for them to get out of this situation, in a sense. I just gotta take a break, sorry. Like, you let it go. Okay, Carl dies. Whatever. Andrew Lincoln leaves. You try to get him on to the end of the season, I guess, or whatever. And you off him. And then The Walking Dead ends. And then Survive the Walking Dead starts, or something like that. Like, change the name ever so slightly. You've already proven you can create a new show, Hell, you could have ended it this season. I mean, it's a little weird the way it ended, but like, if they hadn't drug out the war, maybe they could have found a way to like end it this season. Show's over, survive The Walking Dead with Daryl, and Daryl goes off somewhere else and whatever, like, because you also are losing Maggie, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or at least partially losing Maggie. She's not going to be as major or whatever on this. So it's like, baby, let me get enough. So I don't know. I think it's ridiculous that they're gonna even try continuing without him. I'll probably stop watching because if you eliminate the Nick, the Negan and Rick dynamic, you eliminate the Carl Negan dynamic. You know, I don't know. I just don't see it. I don't see it having any real value comparatively to what it should. Ain't no better me using me, 'cause I sure am using you to do the things you do. Alright, so buttons. I keep doing that stupid fucking joke every fucking time. I do it to my daughter all the time too. My youngest. Did I mention I know there's little like in the drawing there's the little tips of the chimney stacks. I know they're there, but it's no point really putting them there right now. Not going to serve us much good, so it's okay to just kind of like whatever. Yeah. So what do you say, Sky? Showing Sky? It's like 9:12. So get an hour or so plus of the Sky in. We can do that. Let's see what we got to do. We got to find a good brush. That's the first important thing. And I don't think I have any of them out that I want to use. That one might be good. Let me just look at my selections. I want to become better about kind of going wider and coming down from there, at least to some degree. I think I hit it right off the bat, and I put them away. Now I lost them. That one might be. That might be the right one. I'll be honest, I was kind of surprised that it either wasn't just almost exclusively playing some of the Hillary Hahn stuff, because I was listening to that earlier today, like literally that's actually for the past 2 days, just to fight some of the frustrations caused by that phone call yesterday. We'll just leave it at that. And yes, I don't even know how I have these tubes of French ultramarine still left. Like, I'm absolutely certain I was going to use them all up doing Wilma. I mean, like, there's not much, so I mean, it wasn't entirely off, but I just thought for sure that Wilma would have taken more of it. But then again, I actually started using that ultramarine violet that my cousin gave me, so maybe that's part of it. Cousin Gary gave me a helping hand. So we need that. We can toss that one. Still no talkers. Start putting like the Joker's thing with the reporter. What do I have to do to get you people involved in the game? Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, pts, pts, pts. The motor booty when you shake your rump. The motor booty when you fall. The motor booty when you shake your rump. The motor booty when you fall. Alright, you know what we need though? We need shake your rump. The motor booty when you fall. The motor booty shake your rump. The motor booty when you fall. Now, the reason I put out so much is because it will probably come more in play a little bit later as we start trying to... oh, and that's how it goes in the land of the rose. Chat here. Go, go wiggle. Still skin. And again, so, I mean, like, dude, this is... we just had something from this album. It's not even just from this band. I mean, it's one thing to have a lot of Parliament. I mean, I have a lot on there. The fact that it's the same album again. Goes in the land of the rose. Driving and digging the skin he's in. Ooh, living and driving and digging the skin he's in. There we go, now we're getting it. Fine, twist that up. Now, you know what we need a little bit of? A little bit. Just a little bit. I know what I need. Where is it? Yoo-hoo! Oxide. There we go. Nice mutton and lettuce tomato sandwich. And I just put the nice little bit of mutton real thin. I don't know why that's in my head. And me up! Oh, that's how it goes. That's set to the shock. Got anything for the hammerhead? Oh! Like I said this the other night, but there are certain moments when, if you're listening to, like some of this classic Parliament songs, where it's like they just, it's a word salad, right? Like there's no attempt to make any sense whatsoever. Like the blowfish said to the shock. Got anything for the hammerhead? Yeah. Like come on. Fucking hilarious. I love it, but it's just like it cracks me up sometimes. It's like, were you trying even? Like was it something to fuck with like the you know, A&R people or something? Like what did he just say, like to the shark, to the blowfish, like what the fuck does that mean? You know, living in, driving in, digging the skin he's in. Fire twisted up. Fire twisted up. Driving in, digging the skin he's in. Oh, living in, driving in, digging the skin he's in. Wow, now living in, driving in, digging the skin he's in. Living and driving and digging the skin he's in. Fire twisted up. Uh-oh. Still skin. Yeah, it's gonna be a problem with this way set up too. Just so I just realized it, in case anybody just didn't catch that like snap that was on the microphone there as I slapped my microphone with the back end of the brush. My bad. Okay. Don't smoke marijuana, okay? It does feel a little thick still. Like I need a little bit liquidy. People of the world, join hands. Start a love train, love train. People of the world, join hands. Start a love train, love train. Next stop that we make will be England. Tell all the folks in Russia and China too. Don't you know that it's time to get on board? Let this train keep on riding, riding on through. Oh, oh, people of the world, join hands, start a love train, love train. People of the world, join hands, start a love train, love train. The brothers over in Africa, tell all the folks in India too. Don't miss this train at the station, 'cause if you miss it, I feel sorry, sorry for you. Whoa, people of the world, join hands, start a love train, love train. People of the world, join hands, start a love train, love train. And then ride. I know, it's like off. That was bad. It's like when you hear two cats fucking outside in the like middle of the night. Cats are like one of those reasons that like nature's just fucked up. Like, I mean, like, look, cats themselves, like, we have two cats. I mean, you know, I did the painted Chiron on here. Where is he? Over there. He's over there somewhere. Anyway, but like the cat's got like a barbed penis and shit. Like, that's weird. Like, and it's like ducks. Like, ducks have like a corkscrew dick. Like, sometimes nature's just like, you guys are gonna fuck. And ain't nobody stopping you fucking when it's happening. That's messed up. That's why cats are always like, when they're fucking. Like, it's like, no! And I think there was a cute video today that I saw. But it's like, in my head, like, I kind of went, I wonder if this is why the cat, like that fact I just posted. Or not posted, but stated. When I saw it, like, made me think about it, which was, like, it's, some baby ducks were rescued, their mother was killed on a highway, you know, and they find some baby ducks, they take them out to a pond where there's already a mother duck, like, or whatever, and they dump, like, you know, it's like 10 babies or whatever, 10 ducklings, whoop, right in the water, and the mama duck comes scooting over, now she's already got, like, 9 ducks behind her, she comes scooting over, quacks at the 10 of them, they all follow back, and they, you know, boom. Yeah, new duck adoption, alright? And it's like, okay, that's all cute and all, but I wonder if mama duck's like, dude, it means they're not to fuck again for a little while. Some dude's gonna come out and be like, look, nah, I got kids. That's my story, I'm sticking to it. La 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 la. Man, I just brought the class level on this thing right down, didn't I, on that? That's always as bad as when I was doing the bridge on Trewin Farms, well, the first stream I did on here. I started talking about hippos fucking in the distance. Not that there were hippos fucking, and then I took the... Yeah, but I was trying to make a point about storytelling. And I said, what if there are people like, if I put a guy on here looking out in the distance, I said, on the bridge, and you go, what's he looking at? Maybe he's like, like maybe it's a beautiful waterfall, or maybe it's two hippos fucking. And this is almost as good as that. Why don't you drink yourself out? You're an immigrant too. Who's using who? What should we do? Well, you can't be a pimp and a prostitute too. My mama says Black Lightning's my daddy's name. Oh, shucks, kiddo. Lots of cats have that name. I don't know why it's making me think of Black Dynamite, but anyway. The pimp and the prostitute line, for some reason. I don't know why exactly. It happens almost every time I hear the song, too. And I can't figure out why. I don't remember White Stripes being part of the Black Dynamite soundtrack. Be out of place a little bit. Speaking of fucking soundtracks, again, I said it in season 1. I obviously didn't say it here, but said the people I spoke to. Fucking Luke Cage's soundtrack. God damn, that's a fucking great. Like, that show, every episode, it's like, this hits you fucking great, man. I do laugh, though, at the, I made my wife laugh at a little bit of this because I was like, we were watching the episode where, spoilers, ready, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, where Bushmaster, like, gets the club. He takes over Harlem's Paradise. He thinks he's killed Mariah Stokes, and so he's feeling pretty fucking excited with himself, etc. And God, who's playing? It's a reggae artist, right? And and I'm sitting there thinking to myself. I said to Heather, because they showed that same guy warming up earlier, and I don't think it's Ziggy Martin right now. I don't think so. Ziggy Martin, I don't think so. But anyway, I have to double check. I should check that one. But they, before that they showed Mariah in Harlem's Paradise, checking it out, and as the guy's warming up, and I'm sitting there. I said to my wife, I said, "There's no way she's at war, knowing because she's already met him. She knows that he's a threat." She knows that he is a problem. There's no way she's going to suddenly hire, a reggae artist to be, I'm going to hire somebody from Jamaica to be, now. I have a Jamaican feud going on, I was like, that ain't happening. I was like, what, I said, I know that they did it, on a writing level because this way when he came in, there was a Jamaican music play, but I was like, Mariah's petty enough that there's no fucking way. She'd be like, that's nice, dude. Not right now. I get the blues guy from earlier, from the episode previously. And like I said, I know that was like a thematic thing, just to make it, but still. So if you turned off, because of Luke Cage spoilers, I'm cool now. You can come back. All right. Unmute. Anyway. All right. So I don't know if that even counts as a spoiler because it's like episode. Well, I mean, I guess it's what, episode 6, 7. Whatever. I guess it's sort of late into it. I sometimes forget, because it's so, there feels like there's still so much to do in it, I and I won't talk any specifics, but it's just like, I don't know, there's sometimes, and maybe it's just like, I don't want it to stop. Like, Jessica Jones was so fucking good this season, too, and, like, you know, like, just tug at, you know, admittedly, I will say Jessica's second season hurt by not having David Tennant, like, as the bad guy. I mean, he does show up, and you know, I won't say how, but it wasn't really a secret. And he was in the trailer, for God's sakes. But anyway, so I'm not counting that as a spoiler if you didn't see it. But it's just like, you know, I feel like it did suffer a little bit, but it was still really fucking good. They give her some of the hardest shit to deal with, man. Like, as a character, she's gotten raw dogged like way too fucking often, but it's just terrible, like how badly she's got to deal with shit. But like I said, she acts the fuck out of it, man. It's so good. The show's so good. I want Daredevil back. I know they're trying to prove something. I think that's the only reason that Iron Man's beating out Daredevil, as far as when the release date is, because they haven't really said when Daredevil season 3 is out yet. I think they just wanted to, like, all right, look, we got a lot of guff, you know, a lot of shit about Iron Fist. We're going to make it better, and we're going to prove it to you real fast. So I think that's what they're trying to do. And I mean, look, I want them to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I want them to make it good. Their main thing has to be their, like, Danny needs to not be an asshole. I didn't mind the quick cuts even. I mean, I know people were complaining about that, like, they wanted to see the, and I get it, and I do understand it. But sometimes it's like, you know, like, if you ask me, I'll say that, like, I'll use another example of it. You know, they used a lot of quick cuts in Batman Begins. You know, when Batman's in the, you know, in the freight yard or whatever, right? You know, and he's fucking picking guys off left and right. You just see flashes. You don't even see Batman, really, you know? You don't see him fighting. And then people, like, yeah, I guess there were enough complaints about it, and then they made it so in the next one, the fight scenes were much more, here's the fight scene, you know, this is the fight scene. And truth be told, I liked it better in Batman Begins. Now, now I can say that compared to, say, someone like Iron Fist, I mean, that's how Batman fights to me in the comics. You know what I mean? Like, especially like in this types of criminals, he's trying to cause, you know, trying to make them a suspicious and cowardly lot. You know, like scare the shit out of them. So, what easier way to scare the shit out of them than like they don't even see what the hell's attacking them until they're already up in the air and, you know, hanging upside down and gotten the shit kicked out of them. You know, like. So I felt like this, you know, as much as I love The Dark Knight, and God knows, fucking, it really was a great movie. I just feel the fight lost a little something. And then they really lost it when it came to Dark Knight Rises. Though that one I do admit that with someone like Bane, it has to be a much more upfront fight. But with Iron Fist, they could have done it just to try to reflect his speed and his, you know, and I know it was because they kind of rushed production on it. And so, actress name's escaping me right now. But he couldn't learn in time, you know, do all the martial arts training he needed to absolutely do beforehand. Now, I've not gotten to the point where he shows up in Iron Fist, in Luke Cage yet. So I've heard that he's much better in that. Now, that may be that the writers of Luke Cage, like, actually read the, you know, an Iron Fist Luke Cage team up or two. So maybe that's why it's better. I do want to say that I think one thing that it's not that it hurt it. It didn't hurt it in any way, shape, or form. Um, it just disappointed me a little bit. Is that Misty's arm is Rand tech, I guess, or whatever comes from the Rand Corporation or whatever. I would have just liked them to have thrown in a nod to the rest of the Marvel universe and just been like, Danny writes a note, hey, my buddy Tony, or something, like, gave me a hand with this or something, I don't know. Just a way to, like, put it back in that realm. Considering I severely doubt that we're going to, in any of the Netflix universe, see anybody vanish, let's just say. Anytime soon. Like, they're not going to just up and leave on us, if you know what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying here? See what I'm saying? I'm talking about Infinity War! Alright. Like, nobody's talking to them. I'm going to be an asshole. I said, art historians will find this stuff later and be like, he's a dick. Why the hell do we want to show his paintings? Everything he complains about like Gauguin and stuff, he's living out. Tell me there's two people here. Who's a viewing? Huh? Who's a viewing? If you're viewing from stalking on Facebook, say hello on the Facebook post about tonight. If you're here and you're just stalking, say hi. Talk to me. I thought you said school was out forever. I said school was out for summer. Still one of the greatest commercials ever made. There's another pretty good one with Alice Cooper, where it's like the guy running around like, I guess he's supposed to be getting stuff off of Alice's rider or whatever, and he comes in, what's with all the black? Oh. What do I see? A great big Bengal tiger. I don't even know if I became like if I were able to start selling my work like at big fucking galleries and shit. Do I get to get like shitty, crazy writers like that? Because I can come up with some good shit, I think. I mean, look, I've been pretty open about the fact that if I get the right to say it, i.e. like that I can have a little bit of pull with my gallery if I get the gallery to show, whatever. That could be like, look, here's a list of names from people that I worked with at Siemens that you don't sell to, ever. I don't give a shit how much money they're offering. I don't want to sell one of my paintings to them. I mean, imagine I'd have the right to some, refuse all sales or, refuse a sale or whatever. Like, I mean, I wouldn't want to sell, like, one of my works like a, like a fucking, like, despot or something, like, either, like, As long as I have the chance to say no, if I can, Maybe if I'm like in their country visiting and the despot wants to buy it, I'm going to say yes because there's no fucking way I want to get locked up and like, fed the dogs and shit. Like supposedly Kim Jong-un did to his uncle. Funny that way. I don't like being eaten. But if I'm selling shit through like Christie's or something, gotta say no. Like I said, I would definitely want to say it too. Just because the piece of music's on and nobody's talking again. Alright, still nobody talking? Still nobody talking? Hey, I got a couple viewers this time. Anybody here? Hey, hello. Somebody's here. Somebody hello? No? Alright. Anyway, nobody's talking yet. Right now what's on in my head is, it's not in my head, I mean, listen to it. But anyway, is it Paganini? I think that's how it's pronounced, right? Paganini? I was watching a little thing about him from, I think it was Biographics channel on YouTube. It's a nice little history on him, and how they refer to him as the devil's violinist. And how, like, it's like, they've talked about all these rumors, like, dude, it's pretty clear he kept that going, right? Like, he's the one who said it. Like, can I call myself the devil's painter? No. It's worth noting that one of my favorite songs from Ben Folds 5 is Satan is My Master. And one of my favorite things regarding that song has to be the fact that, like, I tend to keep it, like, hidden from that song from my kids for a while. Alright, like when they're little, like, I don't need them going around through their, grade school, like, teachers. Satan is my master. He has always been. Like, I don't need that coming out of Sophia's mouth or whatever in first and second grade or, Middle school, it starts to become a little bit. So, like, what Vincent is now, about the same time I played it the first time for Allie when we were driving, whatever. And it's just funny because sometimes it just passes over. Like, we were listening to it on our ride to Williamsburg, I believe. Might have been on our way back. I can't remember. I just had, like, my Google Play Music, like, mixed, like everything I have CD wise just playing. But like, the song came on, and obviously the first line starts, Satan is my master, he has always been. And, like, Vincent's, like, just at that age. I mean, he's 11 years old. He's really at that age where it's like he starts to pick up on shit like that. So he kind of, like, I watched him in the back seat, and he's just like, wait, what? Like, he just, like, he caught it, and he, Like, did Daddy just sing what I think he sang? Whereas Sophia is just, Sophia, and so she very much is just, whatever she's talking and thinking about at the time is what she's talking and thinking about at the time. She'll yell at you for not being part of it, but, you know, at the same point, you can pretty much go past that if you really want to and just ride the wave usually. Boom. I'm just trying to see how it looks to you guys on here. It's it looks a little bright. I think part of that is, like I'm just saying on the screen as I look at it towards you guys, like it looks a little bright over here. But that's partly because, like, my lighting sucks here. And because my camera sucks. So I'm working on that stuff. Hopefully, like I said, after this commission's finished, hopefully no surprise bills show up or something. I can get a new camera at least and get that started. I'm going to try it without the capture card first because I do have an HDMI like input thing here, so I might be able to pull it off. I think it wasn't letting me before with my DSLR just because it wasn't really designed to do that. So I think this would work with a better camera. And like I said, then that might help because then I could stick that thing like back a little bit farther and I won't be like having to angle it funky and do all the shit I'm doing right now to make this work. It's a very grayish blue that I'm using here. Like, you know, I mixed up with French ultramarine, touch of oxide of chrome, and we'll be hitting a little more other tones with it to get it stormier looking. Like I said, I don't. As we were talking about this painting as it was coming into being, like, Lou doesn't want it necessarily to be like you know, the day I took this, it was pouring. I mean, it was literally pouring rain. And if you look at the reference picture in the chat, actually, there's little touches of green, like olive green back there. Gonna actually kind of give me a little help. That's actually quite nice. It's bleeding out from the little tree line back here. Just touching ever so slightly. But we discussed it. You know, like I said, there's going to be things regarding this painting that are they 100% truthful to that moment that I took the photos? No. If you look at the reference photo, you know there's a telephone pole right here. But once I started trying to put it in, I realized that the telephone pole would pretty much just create a line here. And it just cuts everything apart. And in a way that, in a place that I don't want it cut apart at. Talked about it last thing, but I don't know who's here viewing, if they saw it last time or not. I'm kind of working with the rule of thirds here, you know. So, if you really pay attention, the tree here, and like all that. Alright, we're working on a much more classical layout thought here. That here we've got our kind of rule of three thing going on. That there's your big third, and then there's your little one. So to put a fucking, you know, telephone pole there was like, you know what? I didn't want the damn thing with the wires and everything getting in the way of it either. I don't think that Lou and his wife want that either. I mean, you know, again, is it 100% accurate? No. But I don't think that's really what... I think they're wanting more of a feeling rather than accuracy. I know that's what I prefer. Hired me to do this, so one would think he's at least... and I've known Lou quite a long time, so it's not like he's new to my thought process and a lot of this stuff. Hell, one of the earlier paintings I did, actually, one of my first real, I would say, successes in my impressionist style, when I was first developing it like this, and first started to study Van Gogh and stuff, was a painting of his miniature cypress trees that he had out back. My old art teacher from high school ended up buying that piece from me like a little while later, which I think was like a pity buy though, because I also had just had Alexis, and you know, and I was talking to her about how I was already having struggles with some of the people in the painting department, and so I think it was like more of a like, don't quit, give up, take the, I'll buy it type thing. I still one day want to give her another painting, just as like a thank you. You bought it a few years ago, and it was $250, like fucking 1996 money. So I mean, that's a lot nowadays, right? And it was actually canvas board. It wasn't even like on a real canvas. Though admittedly too, at that time I was kind of less picky about what I was painting on. It was kind of like, does it hold oil paint? Cool. Sliding out of reverse and going driving. When I return in my dim straight, all that the sun sets you right. She can remember a time that I stood by the side of the road, smelled like I never was out on the road and like I. Things don't even hear. As I said, I will try to, maybe this weekend, though I got a lot of stuff to do this weekend. I do want to get something that'll play in the background a little bit. And I know there's like all sorts of, open source stuff that Twitch tries to, like, hey, try that. But like I tried listening to some of it, and I didn't like it. So I didn't find anything that really fit what I want. So I'm going to try to compose some stuff. It may take a while, but maybe I get a chance to start it at least this weekend. But I got to mow my lawn. It's been weeks, and with all this rain, the grass is just like, it's literally coming through my pathways. Like I've got a lawn now where I have paving stones, like, and they're not supposed, it's not supposed to be there. So I think I'm gonna go out and buy like a metric shit ton of Roundup and just nuke the shit out of it, because I've tried all sorts of other stuff. I've never got anything quite as responsive. I'd had like a Scots, like, it was supposed to be, kills your weed, okay with your grass, I shouldn't say kills your weed, not like that, anyway. But like kills the weeds, and but your grass would be fine. And all the dandelions stuck around. All my grass went. So, I guess it was like Scott's plan, because then I had to go quick buy like new grass seed and tear up my entire goddamn like lawn area that I had done. And I mean, I guess I'm glad I only did part of my lawn with that stuff, just to try it out first. It was a hot summer night. Now, admittedly, a lot of the grass that it killed was probably, I guess, what they would consider crabgrass. Because where, like, my lawn and everything is, just in general, the way the sun hits it or doesn't hit it more often. Because my neighbor's got this big ass tree that blocks it. I got my Japanese maple, you know. So there's not a lot of time where my front lawn's getting a lot of sun. So, you know, my lawn is pretty, like, terrible. And I'm not a green thumb at all. So, you know, I guess that's what killed it. I don't know. Though I like to fall back on Homer Simpson's wonderful bit of logic. You know, if they called it elf grass, everybody'd like it. When I swear it's true, I was just about to say I love you. Love you. Look at what's right out of my mouth. Alright. Yeah, that being 100% French ultramarine was not the color I wanted to hit. Part of it is because the underpainting that we had done the other night, that was cobalt blue. So when it's mixing in, it's fine, but when you put the ultramarine, it's just the wrong tone. Just a little bit. I think what I'm going to do, it's about time for me to put my kids to sleep. So I'm done putting you guys to sleep. You know, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run up real quick, give them a quick kiss, you know, hit them with the chloroform. No. Wouldn't do that. People are crazy. Anyway, no, I'll give them their kisses goodnight. And then what I think I'll do is come back down here, and it's probably going to be smart to throw a little bit more of that oxide chrome in, and a little bit more of the French ultramarine, a few spots, you know what I mean, like into the mixture here. Hopefully I see it in the little one. And then that should start to give us better in the way of tones to match what I want to get out of this stuff to start. You know, it's yeah, this is for the sky. This is definitely, you know, the same thing as 1,000 lawyers on the bottom of the ocean. A good start. All my cousins are lawyers, so sorry. Well, all the cousins on my father's side. Let's put it that way. Such a shit joke. Sorry. I just guess I have to understand when I tell a terrible joke on here, especially because there's no feedback and nobody's talking and everything. It's just like, yeah, I gotta entertain myself. So I tell the worst jokes I could think of because I find that funniest. Let's see here. Not that one. Where's the music coming from? Where's that fucking sound coming from? Alright. That's a Preston and Steve thing if you're not familiar with it. To be from Philly area to get that. Where's that fucking audio coming from? The stuff and things. Let me think. Yeah, so 10 o'clock. Let me go give the kids a kiss. I gotta wash my hands real quick. Come back in. We'll start mixing it. And then, see how much more we can get done. I told you, buckle down. This is going to be a long painting. I don't think it'll be as long as the bridge was, just because the bridge was loaded with all the little rocks in the bridge and the fucking little grass, and the tree leaves, and there's so much variety that I had to do to make it all actually pull off of each other here and work it out. And then there's all the reflection of the water and all that other craziness. This doesn't have all that, so it shouldn't be that hard. I mean, I'm already feeling really, really quite. I don't want to say confident. That's a bad word. Um, I'm already feeling like we've got a decent start. You know what I mean? Um, Hopefully, we can keep this thing kind of. So give it like, again, what we're trying to go for here is like it's cloudy, but it's beautiful. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's stormy clouds, but it's beautiful shit. I think people miss that sometimes. Like, I've been thinking about this. It has been raining all this time. I can chaperone on. I should go upstairs. But, like, I do think about that, like, today as I was driving through, like, before I got in my car and stuff, I was leaving work. I'm just, like, looking at it, and I'm trying to find all the little violets, all the little hints of green in the sky, all the little dark, ultramarines and shit. I think people ignore it. They think they see cloudy and they go, "Oh, it's a gray day." It's like, no, it's not gray. Like, check it out. Look closer. You know, that's what my work has always been about. Like, look closer, man. Check it out. All right, I will see you guys in just a few moments. Let me, like I said, run in real quick. Alright, alright. Okay. Oh, I need my music going again, too. It's a good song. Get that cooking. Close my eyes. Drew back the curtain to see for certain what I thought I knew. Far, far away, someone was weeping and was sleeping. Any dream will do. I wore my coat. So this will be a little bit of embarrassing, but not really, because, I mean, look, I've told lots of embarrassing shit on here, I think, plenty of times. And certainly this act is the least embarrassing thing to me. Everybody does it, so. So I'm leaving a growler at work today. And two other guys walk into the bathroom, you know, and they're taking pisses or whatever. And they're talking about how the one guy went and saw there's a theater out in like the Lancaster, Pennsylvania area. The Light and Sound Theater, I think. I gotta make sure. I want to make sure it's right, because I think that's it. Light and Sound. There's the People's Light and is the People's Light and Theater? Is that, God, what the hell? That's in Malvern. All right. So I think it's called the Light and Sound Theater or something like that. It's out in Lancaster. All right, and primarily all they do is they do like biblical plays. All right. I mean, it's out in like definitely like, you know, country area, so it's definitely like that's all they do really. All right, and I mean, it's supposed to be a pretty big theater, and they like pretty high tech actually, because they did like I know a few years ago they were advertising Jonah and the Whale or whatever, like and, like stuff like that, and they had like a big ass whale like prop thing, that, you know. But I guess the part that was cracking me up is because now when my wife and I went out to the Renaissance Fairgrounds earlier this year to go see Gaelic Storm, I guess it was last month. I'm saying like earlier this year. So June 22nd. It was a month ago. Fuzzy. Anyway, we passed the billboard for it. Now, my wife did not see the billboard as we were approaching. She was fucking around on her phone or whatever, right? And the one they're doing now is the story of Jesus, supposedly from like birth to death, like in resurrection type thing. So they're doing that story. The billboard just says Jesus. That's all it is, right? Boom! And so as I'm listening to these guys, as I'm sitting there trying to growl one out, you know, like just dropping a little bit of cable, you know, and I'm taking the class of this channel right down. Look, I dropped like 3 viewers doing that. Look, I was thinking about that road trip because, like, as we're approaching that sign, and again, my wife's not paying any attention, so I just go, Jesus! And she goes, what? I was like, they're doing a play. No, I did that story earlier where I said about how my wife would, like, you know, I said she'd probably come down here and try to claim me and say, you can't do it with him, like, you know, when I was talking about painting, but I made it like an innuendo thing. Like, I think at this point she probably wouldn't claim me. She'd just be like, take them. $50. I regularly have conversations with her sometimes where, like, I'll say something and she just, you know, and I can hear her eyes rolling, you know, kind of thing. And I just look her dead in the face and I remind her that she knew what she was marrying. I just like to tell her. Now again, it's after 10 now at this point, so we're 18 minutes left. We ain't gonna get a whole lot of this done. This is more at this point, again, kind of note taking to see if we can figure out a nice, like, mixture of patterns. Because if you've seen my work before, you know this is not it. Like, we're not doing just a few color, like two tones here. Like, that will never work for me. I'm a fiend. A scoundrel and a fiend. So we're going to have a couple things, but I want to try to make it very, strong and how the flow of it works. Yeah, it has like a very Starry Night type thing. It's not exactly what I was going for, but I figured since I'm trying to get that idea of, cloudy but beautiful type thing going on, that's not a bad painting to replicate a bit. I don't think it's going to be quite as Starry Night looking when we get through this a little bit more. I think it's a lot to do with just the two-tone nature of it right now, more so than it will be by the time we're done. It's funny because actually in my head, and I think it's pretty obvious why, but I was actually thinking much more about the yellow house as something I should be looking at and thinking about and trying to replicate kind of on here, not replicate, but I like Bo, but that's not the right song for it right now. Alright, I'll take this. It's something newer. Little cafe just the other side of the border. She was just sitting there giving me looks that make my mouth water. So I started walking her way. She belonged to Batman Jose. I don't know why I turned into Marvin the Martian there. Come a little bit closer. So big and so strong. My P1000 space modulator is going to blow up the Earth. Started to dance in my arms, she felt so inviting. And I just couldn't resist to just a one little kiss, so exciting. Then I heard the guitar player say, Vamos, Jose's on his way. And I knew, yes I knew I should run, but I heard her say, come a little bit closer, you're my kind of man, so big and so strong. Come a little bit closer, I'm all alone, and the night is so long. When the music stopped, when I looked, the cafe was empty. Oh, you know what? I ran out and I didn't tell anybody why I was running out when I did it earlier. Maybe that's why I lost some viewers. I'd like to get some followers. I start, I drink from my hand, and through the window I ran. And as I ran away, I could hear her say to Jose, yeah. Come a little bit closer, you're my kind of man, so big and so strong. Come a little bit closer, I'm all alone, and the night is so long. La 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 sa, oh asa. No, it's too. There's not enough time for that song anyway, so we're gonna skip that one too. Oh no, wait. Wrong button. Wrong button here. Let's see, does this work? It does not. Fuck. No. Alright, I'll dig with this. This feels like a lot like work right now. Don't need a helmet, got a hard head. Don't need a raincoat, I'm already wet. Don't need a bandage, there's too much blood. I walk around, sees it roll right off. The whipping, the whipping, the whipping, the whipping. Don't need a hand, there's always arms attached. I don't get behind, I can't fall back. I must trust all these rusted rails. They don't want no change. They already have. Then we be, then we be, then we be, then we be. Don't mean to push, but I'm being shoved. Oh, I'm just like you, think we've had enough. I can't believe a thing they want us to. Oh, we all got scars, face it, haven't you? That we've been, 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 that we've been. That's like Scuttle singing, I know. Alright, what time is it? What time is it? 4:30. No. That's not what's on, don't worry. Yeah. I am one as you are three, trying to find a society of virginity. You city to go, your city to go. Try to look for something in your city to go. No. Am I as I seem? I do like this part of the painting though, when I can kind of fuck around without really being concerned too much about detailing of it. And especially on a big ass canvas like this. And it's 28 by 35. It's a good size, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like doing like the smaller intimate ones too. They go by a lot faster, that's for sure. But there's a lot more bounce back, you know, like even up here where this is, I mean, it's a joint. There should be, it's you know, where the stretchers hang out and talk to each other. Like, but because it's so big, it'll... And for someone who likes to make a mess like me, that's quite good. You know? Like, it starts to pop when I start to just hit a little bit harder, and just a little bit, you know? I'm running a little low, though. Hopefully I can pull this off. Oh, there's a little bit of extra green on that one. Oh, look at that. I must have touched it. Oh, that's alright. That's alright. That's alright. That's kind of interesting. I kind of like that. Alright, that might be popping in there later. Alright, I've used up pretty much all of that mixture, so I'm going to have to remix again. So I'm just going to cut it. I don't know, because by the time I get the color mixed again, it's going to be the end of this thing. So we'll just call it where it you know, we shot the arrow. Here's where it landed. We're calling it, you know, dead as a doornail right now. Let me put it on here, just so I can tell everybody as I do. And the reason I'm doing this is it should pop up there. Yes. So even if somebody's checking this out on the YouTube video, when I post that, well, I haven't seen one view from any of these from anyone ever. But, or if you're checking in the archives of my videos here, you guys would be able to find this. You know, now obviously you can't click the link over here, like on the chat page. Help if I can type too. So that's the Facebook page. Almost every time I paint, usually it's the same night, I take a photo of what I did. I load it up, so you'll be able to get a better look of it there. Yeah, so I'm happy with what we got done. You know, the nice thing, like I said, since these are still technically, yes, they are of the right colors, which is not usual for me with the underpainting type things, but this is still underpainting. We still got a lot of work, and it won't really be effective until this is dried out. And this and that, which is what's great about this, because this is going to give us some time to work. You know, truth be told, the way my blues have been, I bet you this is going to be dry tomorrow too. Even though this is pretty, you know, it's not thin, but it's probably going to be a pain in the ass tomorrow. But we'll find out. I really don't want to make the sky last past tomorrow. I would like to get that done. That'll get us moving a lot quicker. So. I hope you guys dig where we're at so far. Like I said, I wish I could get it better on like this side. It's sort of like too bright, but my Mylar fell, and I don't think it was doing much anyway. So I will catch you guys tomorrow night. I'm going to try to get in here earlier. The problem I had today was I didn't get home until almost 6:30. By the time I ate, and I wanted to take care of something on my game house flipper. Sorry, and it took a little longer than I expected because I forgot about a room. So, anyways. Stupid. Neither here nor there. Yeah, I will catch you guys tomorrow. 7:30 to 8. Hopefully I'll be on. Hopefully there's no updates too. Peace out.